Hello friends, myself Dr. Ankit Jesha, Assistant Professor at Sir PM Patel Institute of Biosciences, Anand, affiliated to Sardar Patel University, Vallabh Vidyanagar, and managed by Anand People's Medicare Society, Anand. Today I am taking this online lecture for TY-BSc students of semester 5 in the main branch of chemistry, and today I am taking the subject physical chemistry with subject code US05 CCHE23, and in this session I would like to cover some solution of some important questions of unit number 1, that is entropy and second law of thermodynamics. And keywords of this session are entropy, cyclic process, phase change, etc. Now students, as you have watched my all videos, we have covered all topics of unit number 1. We have gone through the entire unit. So from now on, I'll give you some solution of some important questions of these units. So first, you must know which are the important questions of this unit. Before that, I would like to request you all, if you have not subscribed this channel, subscribe this, share this video to your friends, because you will get to see all the videos of this subject in this YouTube channel. So students, these are the important questions that can be asked in university exam and that you must prepare. So question number 1 is, derive the equation for calculation of entropy change of an ideal gas with variables temperature, pressure and volume. Means there are 3 variables are given and you have to find equation for calculation of entropy. Second important question is, derive the expression for change in entropy in an isothermal expansion of an ideal gas. It's a 2-mark question, can be asked in section B of university exam. Third question is, explain entropy change accompanying phase change. Again, it's a short question, a 2-mark question. Fourth question is, discuss entropy changes in reversible and irreversible processes. So students, it's a 3-mark question. Fifth and the most important one, verify essential condition for a cyclic process using all 4 strokes of Carnot cycle. Students, this is the most important 10-mark question of this unit, so you must prepare that. And 6th question is, what are work function and free energy function, and derive the expression for the same. So students, these are the most important 6 questions of this unit, and I will give you solution of these important questions. So you must learn this. Write down solution of this question 2 or 3 times in your notebook so you can prepare well. So now students, we will discuss the most important question, or I will give you the solution of question number 5, that is Carnot cycle, and we have to prove essential condition for the Carnot cycle. So first we have to write what is cyclic process. So if the process after completing a series of changes returns to its original position, then it is known as cyclic process. The internal energy of a system depends only upon its final state and initial state. So in a cyclic process, the net change in internal energy is zero. And we know that according to first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to 0. So Q plus W is equal to 0. So it becomes Q is equal to minus W. And if temperature is constant during the series of changes in a cycle, it is known as isothermal cycle. And if the changes are made reversibly, the cycle is known as reversible cycle. Now here, this is the most important question. So Carnot cycle, so it has 4 different strokes. First stroke is isothermal expansion, second stroke is adiabatic expansion, third stroke is isothermal compression, and fourth stroke is adiabatic compression. So now look at the figure of this Carnot cycle. So we must understand over here is the first stroke is isothermal expansion. So here temperature, that is T1, here means we are going from point A to point B, and coordinates of point A is P1 V1 and coordinates of B is P2 V2, means volume is increased from V1 to V2. Second stroke, as you can see that is adiabatic process. So your temperature will not be constant, so it becomes T2 to T1 and volume increased from V2 to V3, means we are going from point B to point C. Third stroke is isothermal compression, that is when we are going from point C to point D. Here again isothermal process means temperature is constant, so it will be T1 and volume is increased from V3 to V4. And the last stroke, that is adiabatic compression, means we are going back to our original position, means after a series of changes we are going back to point A where volume becomes V1 again. So it's a cyclic process and we have our Carnot cycle. So students, we will write the solution of this question by discussing all the 4 strokes one by one. So let's start with stroke number 1, that is isothermal expansion. Means if gas is allowed to expand isothermally from point A to point B, then here expansion is isothermal, so change in internal energy will be 0. So delta U is equal to 0. Now we know that first law of thermodynamics. So according to first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q plus W, in which we are putting the value of delta U, that is 0. So Q will be equals to minus W. Now suppose heat is absorbed is Q2 and work done is Q1 or W1, then we can write Q2 is equal to minus W1 is equal to RT2 ln V2 by V1, because in the first stroke temperature is T2. So remember the students how to write down this equation. W is written for the number of stroke, means first stroke means W1. Q, that is obviously similar to temperature. Here in the first stroke temperature is T2, so we have written Q2, and whenever there is expansion process W is negative, so that's why we have written that is minus W1. Now we will write about stroke number 2, that is adiabatic expansion. Now the gas is allowed to expand adiabatically means expansion is adiabatic. So Q will be is equal to 0, means no heat absorbed or evolved by the system. So according to the first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to W. Since the work is done by the system on the surrounding, by convention, W is negative. So delta U is equal to minus W. And we know that from heat capacity, delta U is equal to CV into delta T. So that is CV in bracket T1 minus T2. That is our minus W. And this is the second stroke. So we can write minus W2 is equal to minus CV in bracket T2 minus T1. Minus CV in bracket T2 minus T1. That is our second stroke equation. We can say that it is our equation number 2. Now third stroke. So stroke number 3 is isothermal compression. So students, we have discussed 2 expansion strokes. Now we will discuss 2 compression strokes. So here gas is allowed to compress isothermally, means here volume is increased from V3 to V4 and process is isothermal. So change in internal energy will be 0. So delta U is equal to 0. Again, from the first law of thermodynamics, if delta U is equal to 0, then Q will be equal to minus W. Here temperature is T1 in isothermal process. So we will be using Q1 as symbol, and stroke number 3 means W3. So equation can be written as minus Q1 is equal to W3 is equal to RT1 ln V4 by V3. That is our equation number 3. Remember students, this equation, that is minus Q1 is equal to W3 is equal to RT1 ln V4 by V3. And our last stroke is adiabatic compression. So here again a gas is allowed to compress adiabatically from point D back to point A. Means here temperature is not constant but process is adiabatic. So Q will be is equal to 0. Now since the work is done on the system, W is positive, and if it is 4 stroke, then W can be written as W4. So W4 is equal to CV in bracket T2 minus T1. So that is our equation number 4. Now students, after deriving all the 4 equations, what we are going to do here is we have to find total Q and total W. So first we will add all the heat terms, and remember there are only 2 terms involving heat, that is Q1 and Q2, because whenever there is adiabatic process, Q will be is equal to 0. So out of the 4 strokes, Q will be in only 2 strokes, that is stroke number 1 isothermal expansion and stroke number 3 isothermal compression. So we know that Q is equal to Q2 plus minus Q1. So substituting their values, that is RT2 ln V2 by V1 plus RT1 ln V4 by V3. Now according to the rules of mathematics, if I convert V4 by V3 into V3 by V4, then this positive sign becomes negative sign. So it is Q is equal to RT2 ln V2 minus V1 minus RT1 ln V4 by V3. Now according to Boyle's law, we know that V2 by V1 is equal to V3 by V4. V2 by V1 is equal to V3 by V4. So if substitute in this equation, then ln V2 by V1 can be common factor. So we will get Q is equal to Q2 minus Q1 is equal to R in bracket T2 minus T1 ln V2 by V1. So that is the equation for total heat. That is the equation for total heat. Similarly, net work done by the gas, that you have to find. But remember that factor W is in all the 4 strokes, that is stroke number 1, stroke number 2, stroke number 3 and stroke number 4. So you have to add all the terms. So W will be is equal to minus W1 minus W2 plus W3 plus W4. So now we know that value of minus W2, that is CV in bracket T2 minus T1, that is negative sign. Value of W4, that is plus CV into T2 minus T1. So both will be cancelled out. So second and fourth term will be cancelled out. Students, you have to submit values over here. Then after submitting the value of W1 and W3, you will get the same result. That is W is equal to R in bracket T2 minus T1 ln V2 by V1. So from this equation, we can say that W is equal to Q. We can say that W is equal to Q. So the essential condition for a cyclic process, that net work done is equal to the net heat absorbed, is fully satisfied. The essential condition for a cyclic process, that net work done is equal to the net heat absorbed, is fully satisfied. So students, the solution of this question, most important question, can be written down by this way. And again, this is the most important question of this unit. This is the most important question of this unit, because it can be asked in a 10-mark question. As you know that paper style of our university, out of the 4 units, one of the unit must have a question carrying 10 marks. So this is the most probable question of out of all the 4 units that can be asked in your university exam. So you have to remember this question. So students, that's it for this video. Do watch my next video, because in my next video I will give you the solution of question number 6 and question number 7. I will give you the solution of question number 6 and question number 7 of the most important questions. And if you like this video, or if you like videos of the solution of the questions, share this video, subscribe this channel, because that will motivate us to make many more videos like this. Thank you.